This token can unlock a fantasy you'll never forget. With this token, you can live a dream and be what you want to be in the game room at Connecticut Golfland. With the drop of this token, you can travel the universe, race the Grand Prix, or play for the New York Yankees. You can live out your fantasies in the game room at Connecticut Golfland. A cup of tokens can provide you with hours of fun and excitement.
In terms of pop culture, arcades were incredibly important in the 1970s and 80s. However, because they were said to be rampant with hoodlums, parents often wouldn't let their kids go to these arcades for this reason. Until 1972, if someone wanted to play a video game, it had to be at an arcade. But there has to be something we can do.
Odyssey gives you all the exciting action of hockey and 11 other challenging play and learning games for the entire family. Odyssey, a new dimension for your television, now at your Magnavox dealer. He's listed in the yellow pages.
So there's the Odyssey, Fairchild, Vectrex, Intellivision, ColecoVision, and many Pong machines. But one stood out from them all. It was Atari. Atari, which is Japanese for checkmate in the Japanese game Go, was the leader of the video game industry. Until 1979, there existed no third-party developers for their own system. And by 1981, 17% of all households owned video games. Atari relied on the quantity of their titles to make money. Of course, the quality was good too. Nolan Bushnell founded Atari in 1972 after making $500 off of his game Computer Space. He was the person credited with creating Pong, which of course became famous and made a lot of money. Soon enough, his company grew and grew, and he was even said by some to be the Walt Disney of the 80s. Bushnell had a good run, but in 1978 he got replaced. Ray Kassner was different. He tended to devalue his programmers and didn't really know how video games worked. When 4 programmers asked him to treat them like musicians, like putting their name on the box, he called them towel designers. This caused them to make Activision in 1979, and soon enough, it was doing well too. Activision actually treated their programmers like rock stars. They put their faces in the game manual, as well as their tips for playing. This means that the disrespect for programmers pretty much only occurred at Atari. Since Atari was the industry leader, it had a huge impact. People who didn't like Kassner just tended to leave, and soon there was almost nobody left. Howard Scott Warshaw was a programmer at Atari who was tasked with programming E.T. in 5 weeks, when usually a game of that magnitude would be made in 6 months. E.T. was the most anticipated game of the season, and Warshaw was clearly overworked by Atari. He had 2 developing stations, one at work and one at home, and he even had to have a manager to get him to eat. But despite all his effort, the winter of 1982 happened. But Nintendo and Sega rose from the ashes and didn't oversaturate the market like previous consoles. It was very easy to choose because there were only 2 consoles to choose from. Activision continued to thrive and made a merger to form Blizzard. Even today, there's only 3 real choices for a console, and there's also more collaboration. For example, Skyrim had 100 people working on it, while most Atari games only had a group of 3 or less. Today, video games reign in all sorts of ways. Speedrunning, Twitch streams, you name it. The video game crash was a tragedy, but from it we got something new.